Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United still want Ruben Neves as Wolves set transfer price for late deal. Wolves want £40 million to let Ruben Neves go. Now earlier on in the summer, Ruben Neves hinted that he'd made a decision on his future. He cooled any talks of a transfer away. He revealed his excitement of working alongside Bruno Lage. Just before that, he said that Wolves were ready to sell Ruben Neves and they was willing to accept around £35 million. And he said Man United were leading Arsenal in the race. I'd certainly take Ruben Neves at Manchester United because he's still young, he's got a lot of development in him. His performances for Wolves have been fantastic, and if he came to Man United, he'd replicate what he's done with Wolves. He's well proven in the Premier League. So they are the reasons. Ruben Neves can pass the ball well, he can keep the ball well, his vision's good, his distribution's good. Wolves paid £15.8 million for Ruben Neves from Porto back in 2017. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. He's made 152 appearances in the Premier League for Wolves. But he's a key player to them. Wolves lost Diego Jota last year, and Wolves have really struggled without him. They also lost Matt Doee. Now, I want to delve into some more news on Jesse Lingard. So Jesse Lingard is ready to leave Manchester United if he does not play regularly. Now Solskjaer recently confirmed that Jesse Lingard remains part of his first team plans this season. West Ham and Everton want Lingard. Stuart Pearce said that West Ham want Jesse Lingard, and he mentioned that he's a special lad. Fabrizio Romano did mention that West Ham are going to submit another bid for Lingard. West Ham received a huge boost in their pursuit of Lingard because it said Man United drops their asking price for Lingard to £20 million. Initially we was demanding £30 million. Well, Premier League Live said that Lingard has agreed to join West Ham on loan in this summer transfer window. Lingard had a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season and he made a fantastic impact. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Lingard was omitted from the squad for the game against Leeds last weekend, but he did play in that behind closed doors game against Burnley and he did score. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time, risen up our academy. He's made 133 appearances in the Premier League for Man United, and with us, he's won the FA Cup, the Charity Shield, the Europa League, and the EFL Cup, and he's scored in some of them finals. Lingard's had quite a few loan spells though. He had one with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby, and of course West Ham. Obviously yesterday I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Man United are set to make Pogba the highest paid player at the club with a new 5-year contract worth £400,000 a week. Solskjaer did say he's confident that Pogba will extend his contract. Pogba is set to not sign a new contract this summer, but Pogba has refused to rule out a new deal. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new contract at Manchester United, and Sky Sports mentioned that Pogba was increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Pogba's contract expires next summer. Pogba receives £290,000 a week at the moment. PSG are pushing to sign Pogba next summer. It says PSG are prepared to offer Pogba a £510,000 a week contract to prize him away from Man United. We did recently say that Pogba's set to join PSG on a free, and Sky Sports did say that Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer when his contract expires. PSG's move for Pogba this summer hit a stumbling block as PSG got Lionel Messi. PSG have got quite a few players on the transfer list. Well, it reported out back in July saying that PSG were interested in Pogba. Don't forget, Mauricio Pochettino played down PSG's interest in Pogba because Pochettino did get quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. But he did mention that PSG had been the favourites to sign him this summer, and PSG held talks with Pogba's representatives, and PSG willing to offer £45 million. You know? But before the start of the season, Solskjaer revealed that he had positive talks with Paul Pogba over his future, and he said Pogba's in no hurry to decide his future, and the Telegraph said before the start of the season that Pogba would start the season with Man United, then he would make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Sky Sports said before the start of the season Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Last weekend Pogba put a very good performance out against Leeds. You know, he got 4 assists. Also should have got his name on the score sheet because he had a fantastic chance in the game, put it wide. Pogba produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. At one point last season, he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Mino Raiola has been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. You know, he did a lot of talking last season, and he made the announcement back in December last year saying that Pogba's career at Man United was over. He did mention that he was unhappy and he had to leave, and he said he had no intentions of extending his contract. We've been very critical of Mino Raiola because Mino Raiola doesn't have a good relationship with the club. This is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. And we paid 89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. As you all know, Solskjaer has confirmed that he wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window, but who's it going to be? Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder on the board. And there's been a lot of midfielders on our agenda. You know, with Man United now offloading more players, it gives us much better chance of getting that final signing on the board. There's 2 weeks left of the summer transfer window. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer spoke out on Man United's transfer plans. He said any more signings would be a bonus for Man United. Solskjaer has been very pleased with our summer transfer business. We have made 3 signings so far in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa. We brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. And we've spent like £120 million so far. But Man United are enjoying a good summer transfer window because, you know, we've made good signings. Solskjaer's received the backing he deserves. Surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, have backed Solskjaer. Woodward has said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer. John Murtough, he's played a part in getting Solskjaer the signings he wanted in. You know, John Murtough is our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes that we needed at the club. And Darren Fletcher, he's part of the club as well, and so too is Matt Judge. I'm expecting to see a few more departures in this summer transfer window. Obviously, you know the news on Andres Pereira. Andres Pereira is close to joining Flamengo on loan until the end of June 2022. Flamengo have the option to buy Andres Pereira for €15 million, and Flamengo will pay a loan fee of £850,000 to Man United. This will be Andres Pereira's 4th loan spell, because he's had 3 already. Last season he was out on loan with Lazio, and he's had loan spells with Granada and Valencia before. Pereira's been part of the club for a long time. He's got a contract with Man United until 2023. It's the right decision though to loan Andres Pereira out, because he'll gain more experience, plus he'll get a lot more opportunities. To Pereira's credit, he did have a good pre-season. You know the news on Brandon Williams. Sky Sports News said the other day that Norwich were in advanced talks to sign Brandon Williams on loan. We need to loan Brandon Williams out because he's our third choice left back and he doesn't really play that much for Man United. Williams has been a long-term target for Southampton and Newcastle, and last season Brandon Williams provided cover for Luke Shaw and Tellez at left back and Anwan Bissaka at right back as Doee was out on loan with Milan. Williams has got a contract with Man United till 2024. Williams made his first team debut back in September 2019. And Amad Diallo, he's 90% certain to leave Man United on loan in the coming weeks. Sheffield United have been interested in him. Fabrizio Romano also mentioned that Basel and Crystal Palace have registered an interest in signing Amad Diallo on loan. Amad Diallo doesn't really play for us, does he? We brought Amad Diallo in from Atlanta back in January. We got him in a deal for £37 million. Man United paid £19 million up front. Amad Diallo's got a contract until 2025. What?
Have you got a message?
No.
Something else say?
No.
Have you?
No, why?
No, I've just got one.
Alright.
Just got one.
Yeah.
So we're taking out £6, so back off it.
Like I've said to you, I want Phil Jones to leave in this summer transfer window, but not going to happen. Phil Jones is going to be staying for this season because Solskjaer told Phil Jones that he remains part of his first team plans. Jones made his comeback from injury in that behind closed doors game against Burnley. Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. He actually sustained a knee injury in the FA Cup game against Tranmere. Was it last season? Jones has been a long-serving player at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club. And he's the only outfield player that's still with us from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We did get Phil Jones from Blackburn in a deal with, 16.5 million, but he has always been inconsistent. So Jones may leave next summer. I also want Diego Dalot to leave. He could still be leaving in this summer transfer window. I think Milan want him. Dalot was out on loan with AC Milan last season. A few weeks ago though, he said it's very likely that Dalot is staying, with how impressive he was throughout pre-season. Matic, I said I want us to sell him, but it won't happen in this summer transfer window. We could sell Matic maybe next summer. I've got my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a static player. Plus, he's ageing up. And he's not one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his chances. We got Matic in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Matic has been with us for 4 years now. Martial, I also want Manchester United to offload him. Won't happen this time round because before the start of the season, the Telegraph said that Man United have got no intentions of selling Anthony Martial as he remains part of Solskjaer's plans for this season. The Sun did say at one point though that Man United are ready to sell Anthony Martial for £50 million. It mentioned that Inter Milan were interested in him. Inter Milan obviously wanted him to replace Lukaku because Lukaku went back to Chelsea, and he actually mentioned that we'd have been happy to loan Anthony Martial out as long as Inter Milan agreed to include an obligation to buy in the deal. Everton were keen as well on Martial. Inter Milan have done business with us in recent years. They got like Sanchez offers, Lukaku and Ashley Young. Didn't they get another player offers as well? You know, Martial has got 3 years left on his contract at Man United, and he receives £200,000 a week. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years. He's scored 78 goals in all competitions, and he's made over 200 appearances in all competitions. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. We paid 36 million up front. Last season, Martial was out with a knee injury for a while. I thought Juan Mata was going to be leaving in this summer transfer window, but obviously he isn't. Was it earlier on in the summer? Juan Mata extended his contract until June 2022, so it was a 1-year contract extension. Juan Mata will leave next year. Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. He's been at the club for a good 7 years or so now. Scored like 51 goals and he's made over 200 appearances in all competitions. At the first part of last season, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia, if you remember rightly. We got Juan Mata in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Brought him in under the David Moyes era. Donny van der Beek, well, I did say we should offload him. Nothing to do with him being a bad player, it's just that he hasn't been given enough starts at Man United. Now, if Van der Beek doesn't get enough starts this season, then I think Man United should offload him, because I'm expecting Van der Beek to get a lot more starts this season than he did last season. I recall Van der Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. Last season, most of Van der Beek's appearances come from the bench. This is Van der Beek's 2nd full season at Man United. He's a good player. You know, we got him in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax, with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. So there you go, and don't forget Solskjaer has said that he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Rashford, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. To be fair, we've extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager. But yeah, Man United have had a fantastic start to the season. You know, beat Leeds last weekend 5-1. You know, it was good to see Bruno Fernandes get his first hat-trick as a Man United player. We saw Pogba get 4 assists. We also saw Mason Greenwood get his name on the score sheet, and Fred also scored. Leeds' goal came from Luke Ayling. And we recently beat Burnley 3-1 in that behind closed doors game, and I said it was very imperative that we had a good start to the season. This season is massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he is aware of that because he knows that he's got big expectations to exceed. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. He said he knew the pressure was on. And he made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but he said the title race is open. But Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job at Man United, because he's not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's like 4 years ago now. This season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer has managed 152 games as Manchester United manager. Quite a few weeks ago, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. So he basically signed a 3-year contract. So a lot of United fans disagreed with him getting him this new contract, because a lot of United fans don't think he'll see out this new contract. Solskjaer has been in charge of Man United now for almost 3 years. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. Won a few Norwegian titles at Molde. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde, and before Molde he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He got Cardiff relegated. That's the reason he got sacked by them. He only enjoyed a short tenure with Cardiff. So while he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Manchester United manager, though. But reflecting now on Solskjaer's been with us, he's gained some managerial experience and he's learned quite a bit on the job. But whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, we'll always adore him, because at the end of the day, he's a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Obviously, there's a lot of United fans that were demanding Ollie out after the Europa League final loss to Villarreal last season. I'm still Ollie in at the moment. I think he does deserve at least this season. But I'll stick to what I've said several times before. He's not the long-term manager for Man United. I'd change my perception on that if Solskjaer was to win the title this season. But when we have been inconsistent, not all the blame has stemmed from Ollie. Obviously he's been accountable for certain things, but obviously we know there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club, and like I've said to you before, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. Because our recruitment was poor for so long, plus we've overpaid in that for players in recent years. But, progress has been made under Ollie, because obviously Solskjaer's got us to like semi-finals. Last season he got us to the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager. He got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup last season. So there you go, and last season he got us a second place finish. In his first full season he got us a third place finish. And we've got a very, very good away record in the Premier League. I think the last time we lost away from home in the Premier League was to Liverpool back in January, was it 2020? It was 2-0 to Liverpool. And Solskjaer has made good signings as Man United manager. He has signed 13 players, and in total he's spent just over £400 million. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. He's loaned quite a lot of players out. He's let quite a lot of players go permanently. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. And Solskjaer's more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he assured he would do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. But you've got to turn around and say Solskjaer's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. I reckon Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, despite me criticising him a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. We appointed Ollie in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. As you all know, yesterday I gave you the preview for the Southampton Man United game. It is on Sunday. It's match day 2, and it's our first away game of the Premier League season. I also give you my starting 11 prediction for the game yesterday. And I presume Solskjaer will be doing his press conference today ahead of the game. Plus, I'll be giving you my predictions for the game. You know, what score that I think it will be and who the goal scorers will be. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.